how important is to be featured on the App Store? It really is. It sometimes can make or break your business. And let's say if you're a small startup, been working on your app, precious little app for quite some time, spend some money, and so what do you do to get first customers, to get first impressions, to get some traction? And being featured by Apple is one of the best ways to do that. And, but it's getting increasingly hard to be featured since we have 1.5 million apps on the App Store, and everybody's trying to fight for the attention from Apple, press, and all the other guys. But I have a smart framework that might help you to get featured by Apple. It might be picked as editorial choice or best apps and so on. It won't guarantee you're 100% being featured, but it can increase your chances and probability of being picked by Apple editorial team. So we've been featured literally hundreds of times on the App Store. Here you can see the main banner for PDF Expert app that we have. And also, we just launched PDF Office. It's also been featured by Apple in 20 countries. And below that, you can see our Scanner Pro and Documents, and then PDF Expert. So Scanner Pro was App of the Week. During 7 days, it got more than 5 million installs worldwide. And Documents app was editorial choice in 25 countries. And within those 7 days, we've got more than 1 million users. So you see, it really helps to get that traction. And sometimes Apple does different promotions, let's say great apps at great prices, and then they pick the best apps on the App Store and ask us developers to make a sale or discount. Or if you go to the App Store, you'll see the iCloud section, and they're using our Scanner Pro as one of the apps to work with. And I can go on and on and on, but that's Craig Federini during WWDC last year, talking about iPads in business and enterprise. And you can see our apps there. It's PDF Expert and Scanner Pro on the screenshot. And recently, Apple approved and pre-installed on all demo devices in all Apple retail stores worldwide, those two apps. So how do I make it? How do you make it? Not because of this picture, but I'm going to tell you a brief history of our app, our company. We started 7 years ago in Odessa, Ukraine, as a small startup, as 4 friends, and managed to grow throughout 7 years to 40 million installs. And I know for gaming industry it's not too much, but we are into productivity and utility space, and our apps are mostly paid apps. So those are from $3 to $10, but unfortunately, not all of those 40 million were paid downloads. And we managed to grow to 70 people, and we are now growing fast and hiring. And I believe that one of the most important things that we've done is that we nailed the product, because product is the king. It's the most single essential thing that you can do, and if you do it right, you have your chances to be successful both with your customers, with Apple, and with everybody else. So Apple advises us. They say, guys, make a product that does one specific task, but do it better than the rest. So we have our, let's say, Scanner Pro app back in 2009. It created the whole niche of document scanning, and it turned this iPhone into a portable scanner. And there were 2 or 3 different apps before, but nobody even knew about it. When we launched Scanner Pro, it became #1 business app in 20 countries worldwide for 1.5 years. And just because of the user experience, just because of the ease of use and the mass appeal. And you have to bear in mind that if you want to be featured by Apple, they will pick the apps and products that are appealing to the wide audience. You might work on a niche app in your country for a small group. Unfortunately, I doubt that Apple will pick that and make it a big promotion out of that. So just a small note. And speaking about design and UX, that's very important. And this is how you can stand out and make your whole product famous and popular. Look at those guys from Clear. Those are British guys from Real Mac Software. Brilliant guys. And what they did, they launched this small to-do app a few years ago, and they reinvented the concept of manipulations and gestures with the iPhone, and that they introduced smart swipes and so on. So everybody was excited about this new concept on their platform, and that's why they got Apple Design Awards. That's why they got all the buzz from the press, and that's why they're being featured all the time. Also, be relevant. So you know that Apple is always working on something, and right now it's Apple Watch. So those guys who are smart started working on something for Apple Watch some time ago, and I guess it's shipping next week, and I'm pretty sure they have their apps ready. And Apple will definitely pick out of those apps the best apps that they will feature during the launch. And if you, for example, didn't have time to do the Apple Watch app, no worries, there's always something going on. Let's say yesterday there was an announcement about WWDC in San Francisco, and I'm sure that Apple will introduce iOS 9. So try to be more strategic and allocate your resources within those dates and those lines. So what Apple wants is that they want us developers to use their newest technology. For example, when they introduced iOS 8, we were one of the first to add extensions to our app and launch it on the App Store. That's why we've got featured with this category, brand new apps for iOS 8. So Apple wants the ecosystem to be innovative, to be relevant, and to do things that they want. Also, it's very important to be noticed by Apple, and one of the ways doing that might be press. You'll be surprised, but Apple editorial team reads all the major websites like The Verge, iMore, MacRumors, Wired, New York Times. By the way, these websites covered our apps and wrote reviews. And if you manage to get into the press and get some buzz about it, be sure that Apple will notice you and your app and your products. And I have some smart tips how to even go one step further. So for example, if you want the eyeballs of Apple editorial team, you can make a small Facebook campaign and just spend $200, $300, $400, but choose small geography, let's say Cupertino or San Francisco or Palo Alto, where all the Apple execs live, and they will see your precious little app on their Facebook feed. Also, you can send your page to this email address, but don't tell them I gave it. But please make your page very precise, compelling, short with the video, and make sure you include the dates. That also helps. It's always about relationship. It's all about people. So knowing somebody from Apple definitely helps, but if you don't know anybody, that's not a big issue. You can always go to WWDC. That's the best place to meet folks from Apple. It's happening this June from 8 to 10, and in San Francisco, by the way. So there will be a lot of guys from Apple, evangelists, UX guys, software guys, and everybody. So if you can make a good impression, you will be introduced to the right team, let's say editorial or App Store management, and so on. Also, Apple has different editorial teams throughout the world, and they always have their own calendar. So think about their own calendar in terms of different events. They plan 3, 6, 9 months ahead, and they will do something for New Year's, they will do something for Christmas, they will do something for Valentine's Day, and by knowing that, you can actually be smart and adjust your launch date to that date, so you have a higher chance of being featured. Let's say if you have your educational app or apps for students, you know that the back-to-school campaign starts in August and September. So by reaching out Apple in June, you let them know that you have this new cool app for students, and you might be included in a back-to-school campaign. Localize. Apple is making a huge push towards regional markets. Recently, those markets like Russia, Brazil, and even European, like Germany, grew like tenfold. And if you're aiming for a big promotion worldwide, for a big campaign, and if your app only supports one language, I doubt that they will be able to make your app editor's choice or something like that. So localizing always helps, and it's important to get global coverage. And I know sometimes it's hard, but what we've done so far, there is a great service called Crowdin, and we also hire contractors to help us localize. And once we localized our PDF experts, the next day they got featured in the German App Store right there. So once again, make a great product. That's the most important part, and I stress out this. This is the most important like goal for your company. So making a great product always helps. That millions of people will use, that millions of people will like, and let's build a better future and better products. Thank you.